Alright, well, today is the day that we prune a couple of the bonsais. So here's the bonsai. He's got a really pretty curve to him, and he's extremely tall. So
that's a cool looking picture.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut right here, a big cut, and shorten him up and make him look a little bit better so he'll fit on the shelf and grow.
Can you see this?
I'm kind of doing a video right now.
Oh, I did not know you were fucking on a video.
Okay, so let's give it a little swirl here so you can see exactly what it looks like. Sorry, the background is clutter. Here you can see how it goes up, and we're literally going to let it curve this way for now because I don't want to take too big of a cut, although I will take this little nub off. We're going to cut this off and let it grow this way so it grows around. And I'll probably just take this guy down a hair so it's not competing. The two aren't competing for the top. So, but it's got really pretty dance to it. You can see how it dances around. It took me a while to get it to do that. And if you look close, you can see some of the wire marks. I think they're probably, there you go, they're more visible on this side. You can see the wire marks where the wire kind of cut into it. But it's a work in progress. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this big limb right here off. Let me turn it around like this. We're going to spin this video around so you can see it. And this is the one we're taking off. I already cleaned my scissors, or my loppers. And this is a big cut, and I always worry about big cuts. But I'm going to do it this way so it's flush. So here we go. Big cut. Nigel Sanders says, big cut coming up. Alright, there it is. Now you can see the big cut. Clean that up just a hair. There we go. That's better. Probably should have sharpened these a little bit. They're a little rusty and old, but I did clean them. Okay, and now because this is a rubber plant, or a Ficus benjamina, just to make sure it doesn't bleed, especially all over the house, we're gonna water our little napkin here while we're by the sink. And put a band-aid on it. There we go. That'll do. Some people use cut paste. I do have cut paste, but I think it's just better to put a band-aid on it and let it heal. And then, of course, like I said, this little stump here that you obviously can't see. Yeah, you can't see it, but that little stump, right there, this little stump. I'm going to go ahead and clean it up too since we're standing here doing it. Just remove that a hair so it doesn't look like a big mess. It should be dead because that was last year's cut. Yeah, that's all dead. So we'll clean it up there a hair so that it's not so bulbous. There we go. And this tree is, it has kind of started to go into winter. So let's see here. And I think to have these two not compete with each other, I think we're going to go ahead and take it down. I think we're going to take it down to this one. So that way this leaf here is pointing out. And I know you can't really see that well. The setup's not the best. Okay, here. I'm going to take it down to where there's a leaf pointing the direction I want the next branch to be. So we're going to cut it here. Just take that little top off. And this one, it will bleed because it's a fresh, yeah, see, you can see the white goop already. That's the rubber. And so it doesn't make marks on the bark. I'm just going to soak it up a hair. I don't like the marks it leaves on the bark. But these Band-Aids seem to really come in handy and prevent it from bleeding all over itself. So, there we have the bandaged up, bandaged up tree. And that's pretty much it for now. I think that'll be good. And now it will fit a little bit better on the shelf. And it'll still keep its form and twisting. We have one more that I'm going to do, so I will be right back. Alright, now this guy. This guy doesn't have a name. And you can see he's got some really pretty movement. There's a stump here that I will go ahead and see the stump right here. I'll clean that up. And because of this movement, I think we're going to do a pretty big cut on this one too. And I think I'm going to take the whole top here, this whole top off. Now that is a big cut, but we want to keep its movement. And since wiring on a Ficus benjamina does not hold so well, we're just going to go ahead and do a big cut and see how he takes it. So, let's get our Band-Aid ready. Our handy dandy clippers here. And like I said, we're gonna clean up this little branch. Boop. He's dead anyway, so that doesn't matter. And then the big cut. Okay, here you can see it right here. And we're taking off this, all of this one here. So let's take a big breath. And big cut. I'm going to cut it right there. Oh, that was a big cut. That was a very big cut. And it does have a little bit of green, like I said. Because of the season, it doesn't look like it's going to bleed too much, but we will put a Band-Aid on it. Especially because I touched it and now my fingers are sticky. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that Ficus benjamina are rubber trees. So what I say is it bleeding is actually, it's leaking the sap, the white sap, which is very sticky because it's rubber. And rubber is sticky. So that's why I have Band-Aids when I'm pruning, especially in the house, because you just don't want all of that. Alright, well, we did that, and I think we're going to go ahead and clip this guy down a hair too, just so that it's not competing. You don't want two branches competing to be the top. That's a key that we'll have to, here, let's get another piece of napkin, because this one will sap when I cut it, because it is a newer branch. And it's full of life, as you can see. And we're going to cut it right where this leaf has started to branch out here. So that way it's not competing for the apex. This is just a little cut, so we're just gonna lop it off there. That'll do. Get a band-aid for it so it doesn't bleed all over the house or on itself, because like I said, I do not like the marks it leaves on the bark when it bleeds. It bleeds and saps onto the tree, and it leaves these terrible looking marks that I just don't like. And they don't look very appealing. So there we have this guy. Nice and pruned up. And since I'm at it, I think we're going to go and take a look at Ant-Man and see how he's doing. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here is Ant-Man. Now, this is where I got it marked for it to be the front. So it has the movement and everything. We are going to leave these lower branches, this one here, this one down here, because he's just a little short thing, and this one here, just to give him character and because he's got some leaves there. Now, there's 2 branches here, and the last major cut I did was here. So this is supposed to be the top apex. But as you can see, this one is taller. And if you look this way, we've got this big long guy. And this little big long guy is the one we're going to cut, because he's just way too long. So we're going to cut that so you can then see the top of him. So let's clean that up first. And this is going to be a big cut. And you can see where it's starting to bulbous out. And that's why we're going to do that. Is because these trees do have a tendency to grow branches and then bulbous. And when it bulbouses, it leaves this big bulk that just doesn't look very nice. And yes, it does give it character, but it doesn't look as nice. And now you can see Ant-Man looks a little bit more normal now. Although we still have this here competition of these two. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make another cut and bring it down. Let's see. I think we're going to bring it all the way down to here. That is a big cut. But let's do that. So that way it's not competing so much. And it still has some of the form, so we can decide which way we want the branch to curl in the long run. So we're still leaving ourselves with some options. There we go. And there. Now these are pretty green, and you can see it didn't really sap a lot. But I will go ahead and put a Band-Aid on it, just to make sure that it's not just a slower sapping, because we do not want this sticky stuff all over the house or the shelf it's on or anything else. So we're just gonna stick a Band-Aid here and grab another little piece of paper towel, napkin. I think this is a recycled napkin from a fast food place we went and got dinner at one time. So cheap and free, and it stops it from not leaking all over. And there you go. There we have Ant-Man. We do have this dead branch up here, so I guess while I'm at it and I'm cutting everything and cleaning it up, we can go ahead and prune this guy. Yeah. I'm going to cut this back because it's dead. There we go. And that one did have a little bit of life, so we'll just take another little piece of this napkin, dampen it up, and just wrap it on there, like so, for a Band-Aid. And in a couple hours, these will all dry. The Band-Aids will dry and turn brown just like the napkin. And then I will peel them off. But that way I know for sure that it's not going to leak all over the house. So here is the new view of Ant-Man. This is one of my very first original bonsais, is Ant-Man, and that's why he has a name. Okay, let's give a quick little turnaround of the Carnage cam. 4 little branches. Now, yeah, it kind of looks like a lot, but it really isn't. It's just one single branches with a lot of foliage. So that is the first pruning of the fall. The first 3 bonsais that we're pruning this year for the fall. We'll take you over here. Here, we'll take Ant-Man and put him back over on his shelf. And I'll show you how cute they look now on the shelf. Alright. So, there's Ant-Man on his shelf. Looks very nice now. He's got a lot of movement and he's doing good. This one here is one of my other originals. I have 3 original bonsais. And this is the second one. This one we call Hitchhiker. And I have no clue what I'm going to do with him yet. Here's this beautiful one that we did today. He is still a little big, but I think he'll be alright. And then over here is the last one with the Band-Aids. And he's doing better too. He looks better and he's going to fit on the shelf more. I might actually even go ahead and lop this guy probably right about here where that new branch is. Let's focus here. You can see where there's a new branch there. When you see that secondary green, that's a new branch. So I might take it down to that because it is turning on the inside. Actually, yeah. Let's go get the loppers and do that real quick. And that way, 1, it's already done. 2, he fits on the shelf properly. And 3, it's documented on my video. So, here's the Band-Aid. Just get it wet quick. Grab the handy dandy loppers. And do this one-handed. Ha ha! Alright. Camera's not going to get that. But hang on. There we go. We'll turn you around. And where'd that secondary branch go? Up here. So, there's a better view of the branch. So, in between the branch and that next leaf is where I'm going to cut. Right here. Ready? Little cut. Boop. There we go. Alrighty. And that actually will sap a little. You can, maybe if it'll focus, you can see it's starting to sap. So we just take the little Band-Aid and stick it on there. You can see the branch. Oh, the camera's not going to focus now. See the branch is still sticking out there. But it's got a new Band-Aid on it. Fits better on the shelf. There's your little Carnage cam. And now it's better. I think we're going to call this one the Cat's Hideaway or something. But we got to take these loppers and get away from the shelf because this piece that I just cut, you can see the sap is running down it. And that's what you don't want to get on anything. It's very sticky. Hard to get off of your clothes too. So that is today's bonsai clippings. The first clippings of the fall 2024 bonsais. And I will come back and do a couple more as soon as I have it strategically figured out in my brain as to what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it the best. Or at least in my thoughts. So, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to give me a thumbs up. Share with your friends and family. And if you're interested in all the wacky things that I do, go ahead and subscribe. Remember, you are somebody. You do matter. I love you. And we will see you on the next video. Until then, ciao now.